Hi friends, my name is Omkar Chogdai and I'm coming at you from Detroit, Michigan. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to make more money in your job. And I'm going to talk to you about my experiences, how I have been able to do better than what I was doing a few years down the road. But before we get started, I would really appreciate if you can give me a thumbs up to the video. It allows me to reach out to more people just like you. Thank you very much and let's get started. So I'm going to talk to you about 4 tips on how you can make more money at your work, let's say at your future work. But these things you can start doing today so you can get better at it. Okay, so number one thing I would talk about is your attitude, folks. Understand one thing: your attitude, like they say, very cliche, your attitude determines your altitude. But that is so true, folks. I feel like if they are paying me as a professional level salary, because understand, folks, when you work in corporate America, you're a professional. You're making a professional income. If you understand, all these sports people, Federer or Michael Jordan, James LeBron, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, these are professional people. They make professional income. The reason they are paid that big money is because they are really good at it. Understand one thing: when you're working at your job, when you're working at this position, you are a professional, and that's the reason they are paying you that money. So I feel it's your responsibility to take and bring the best attitude you can. So I've never gone into work mad, upset, even if there were a lot of things happening back home. I was stressed out about things and made sure I never let anybody around me at my workplace know about those things, because you have to understand that you need to keep your personal things personal and you need to keep your professional life professional. Okay, all right. The second thing I want to talk to you about is value. So understand one thing, folks: the value you give as an individual, as a person in your company, will determine how far you go in your company. Not only that, your income, in my opinion, is directly proportional to the value you give as an individual. What do I mean by that? Let's say you have 3 to 4 co-workers in your company. Okay, now anytime there is a task, anytime there is a work given to you, what you do, you not only do the work what is given to you, as a matter of fact, you give them more than what they expected out of you. And that is what I mean by value, folks. Just because you are an engineer, this is like, let's say minimum expectation from you is working 8 hours a day and 5 days a week and doing XYZ task. Now understand, if you do that, you work your 40 hours, XYZ, you will keep your job. But for you to get that big income raises, for you to get that big bonuses, things like that come to people who give big value, folks. What do I mean by that? That means you're always willing to do more than what you're paid for. I remember one thing, a friend of mine, a mentor of mine told me, the person who is paid less today for the work they are doing will eventually make more money, way more money than the work they are doing. Because understand, folks, if you're making less money today but you're doing more work, you will be paid for it eventually in your later years. I totally believe in that. I'll give you an example. On Friday evening, because it's in the end of the week, in US we only work Monday to Friday, and so Friday evening around 4 or 5, most people are excited to get out of the office. They are like, I can't wait to get out of here. I'm looking forward to my weekend. It's my time, I earned it, and all those things. Yes, that's great. And I'll tell you what a valuable individual will do, a valuable employee will do. Usually around 3:34, I always check with my supervisor, my manager. I'll always send them an email, or I'll give them a call and ask them, hey, is there anything you need from me before I leave for the weekend? Now understand this one thing, folks. No one will ever teach you this. No one will ever do it. Very few people in the world will actually do this because it's hard. People don't want to do it. People just want to get the minimum. They want to do the minimum and they want to get out. Understand, you will never get the maximum out of life with a minimum attitude. So you want to maximize the amount of quality, amount of value you give to your people, you give to your supervisors, and that's how they will recognize you as a valuable member of your team. Okay? All right. Now, the third thing, in my opinion, and the most important thing you need to succeed in corporate America or your job, as a matter of fact, anywhere, in my opinion, is a high quality communication skills. The better your communication skills are, the better you will do in your work life. Now, what do I mean by communication skills? By that, I don't mean that you have to be a really good speaker, you have to be able to talk to people, you have to be able to do public speaking, you have to have your own YouTube channel. I don't mean that by that, folks. What I mean by communication skills is when you're talking to your customers, when you're talking to your supervisors, when you're talking to your coworkers, there is as little miscommunications between you and them as possible. The people who create a lot of miscommunications in the company at workplace are usually not, they will not be favored for promotions, opportunities, because they're creating a problem. How do you not do this? So, for example, I'll tell you, let's say there is, let's say you talk to someone in your company and you had this work going on, and then there was miscommunication. You were supposed to do XYZ, but they didn't tell you in a way, and you only ended up doing X and Y. Now, here's what the challenge is. If you talk to them, they come back to you, be like, hey, you didn't do Z. Now, how is your approach on communicating with them? Now, are you blaming them that, hey, you know what, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't understand this. You didn't tell me. Or do you talk to them? Do you communicate that, you know what, hey, I am sorry. This was a miscommunication and I will fix this. Is there anything I can do to fix this? Sorry about that. It won't happen again. Or next time we can do this, so this doesn't happen. This is an identity. This is the value. This is the quality of a good individual, a good employee. This is how you get ahead in life, folks. That's what I mean by communication. What I mean by communication is, let's say you are working on a project, your boss told you, hey, I need this by Wednesday evening, or I need this by Friday evening, and it's Friday evening, your boss has already logged off the computer, he's forgotten about it, and you have not been able to finish it. Now, what do? Do you just leave for the weekend saying that, oh, Monday morning I'll look into it, I'll think about it because my boss is already home? Or do you send an email saying that, hey, you know what, I'm working on this, I had some questions, I have not finished it yet, I'm a little bit worried, I need your help, can you help me? We can pick this up on Monday morning first thing, and I'll work on this Monday and I'll finish it by noon or afternoon and give it to you. Now, this is communication, folks, and this is the reason they will like you for who you are, because you're upfront, you're communicating, you're not hiding behind the weekends, or you're not hiding behind, oh, 5 o'clock is done, I'm out. People want to work with people who they can trust and who they can give more work so that they can do that work for them. So the more you communicate, the more you become trustworthy, and the more your team, your boss, your supervisor can depend on you. And people who can be dependent on will make more money out of it, folks. I think that's pretty much what I had for you today. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section. If you have any comments, if you want to connect to me personally, you can connect with me on Omkar A. Jagdare at Instagram. That's my Instagram handle. But I had a great time talking to you. I'll see you in the next video.